to Witty Witty Banter.
I'm Monica.
And I'm Paola, and today we have a very special episode for you guys. We are going down memory lane and talking all things Christmas.
Yep, it's that time of year. It's finally hit December, so we're super excited. And we have some special guests with us, but we'll show you them a little bit later on.
Yes. Make sure to mark your calendars December 19th for an epic Christmas collective, and that's why we do have our special guest here today.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, should we get into it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we're in a close shot right now, right? We're in a close shot just so that you can see our special guest here in just a second. But let's talk about a Christmas memory really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So obviously, as the years have gone by, Christmas has kind of had a different meaning all throughout our lives. But what does it mean for you?
For me, it means family. It means baby Jesus.
Amen.
It means spending time with your loved ones and remembering those who are not with us anymore, because I think that Christmas is one of those traditions for us in the Mexican culture where we do gather around, we come together, we sing together, we eat tamales and make the tamales. In some cases, you don't, because your parents are just, control freaks. They don't want you to mess it up.
They're like, no, you don't know how to do this properly.
Yeah, I know, literally, my dad. Love you guys. Thank you for making the tamales.
But we understand.
Yeah, no. I'll just watch and learn whenever it's my turn. But I think for me, my most favorite memory was going to Mexico and doing a game show with like all of my aunts and uncles and my grandparents. There used to be a show back in the 90s called El Blablazo.
Yeah.
And it was like a puppet and it was like a game show. Think of like the Price is Right. Think of like the Price is Right, but with celebrities.
Oh, okay.
And then like normal people
but
as well in Spanish.
Yes.
Yeah. And so we did a kind of a blablazo rendition in Mexico, and so we had all of our families like running down the hallway trying to get the buzzer, trying to like doing all these crazy things. And I just remember it was like one of the best Christmas I ever had, and it was with my family in Mexico. It was playing games, again, eating lots of food and spending time together.
That's awesome. So for me, it's a little bit more Americanized. Remember, I did kind of start my Hispanic journey as I got older, but this was more like in my childhood. I mean, you always remember your favorite presents, right? And of course, Christmas is about baby Jesus. Yes. Always and forever. Hallelujah, amen. But as a kid, it's a little bit different. Our innocence kind of comes into play, and we're just kind of like, I want this toy, that toy, and everything, Mm-hmm. And for me, I grew up with a bigger family. My dad is one of 7, and that multiplied into 18 first cousins, and it just keeps on multiplying every year. And it's a blessing. But for me, as a kid, I was always the one in the middle. So I had older cousins, like 2 to 5 years older than me, and then my younger cousins were 5 years younger. So I was always in the middle by myself, playing by myself. So one year, it was like the best Christmas ever because the Easy Bake Ovens. As girls, that was like our
the frosting on
favorite thing in the world, the Easy Bake Ovens. And I was crying and crying and crying. I wanted it so badly. So my aunt bought me one year. And also that was the year that Freaky Friday had come out. And so like she bought me the movie with it. I was like,
oh my God.
It's so awesome.
You're living.
Yeah.
Look at you now. You can't even cook.
I know, right? Hey, but I can bake. I can bake.
Damn sure.
In my Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, you should have gotten her a kitchen.
I mean, who was to see? Who was to foreshadow that I'm just not a kitchen person, But
right.
Thankfully, I have a boyfriend who
Shout
slaves away.
Period. Yes.
Yes, I know, but it's kind of the irony, right? No, but it was a really good Christmas because it was a gift that I had been wanting, actually praying for, and I got it that year. I know that's something that's like super like materialistic, but as a child, it meant so much to me. Sure. So thank you, Tia Melly. I really appreciate it. It was really a special gift. Yeah. But yes, we go from like super like family oriented to like Christmas wishes.
Yeah.
Just my own.
It's okay.
But yeah. And then, of course, my grandmother makes sugar cookies every year. Every single year. She tries to change the recipe up ever so often, and we're just like, stop that. And she goes back to the normal recipe.
Yes. Tradition is the best.
Yes.
I will always say, stick to the tradition.
So you and your tamales.
Me and my tamales.
My
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I'm
cookies.
not going to mess with y'all technique. I'll let y'all do it.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to hear from our guests.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we have some very special guests who are going to be performing with us at the Epic Christmas Collective. And it's going to be so much fun. There's going to be marketplace. There's going to be a Grinch, Santa Claus, and these wonderful musicians. Yay! Y'all give it up.
All right.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, sure.
We've seen this guy once or twice before.
I think I met you all somewhere.
Yeah.
My name is Alejandro Terra. I am a songwriter, an artist. I was born in Cuba, and now I live here. And my music is kind of in Spanish and a little bit of English as well. And yeah, I'm gonna be one of the guitar players at the Christmas Collective concert.
Yes. Also one of the singers too, because he can sing. Don't let him fool you.
Yes, and he just released an album.
Yes!
On the 1st. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The album is called Intimo. That means intimate. And it's an album that I recorded live in the studio. So it was all one performance. Wow. So I kind of like sang and played the guitar at the same time. There was no layering. And the purpose of that album is I'll probably do another one. Is I have a lot of songs I've been writing for a long time. And these are all songs that I barely performed anywhere because they were more personal songs, intimate songs about people of my life. And they're also very songs that I conceived just in the guitar. So I really had no instrumentation for them. They were just for the guitar. So I decided to do that type of deal where I was, that's what inspired me to be a songwriter, was seeing people performing their songs live, seeing them singing and playing at the same time, doing their thing. So that's really impressed me. And I wanted to kind of go back, kind of like if you were listening to me right now, performing the songs to you, that's how the album really sounds like.
Nice.
If you were right there in the room with me, it's just one guitar and one vocal. And it has 7 songs, and they're all recorded like that. So if you're into that type of music, they're all songs in Spanish. But
intimo means intimate.
Intimate,
so,
right?
Yes.
And
gets you in the vibe and the mood.
Yeah. And it's all about the lyrics too. So it's also a very poetic album. It has songs with weird structures as well, and it's all very artistic. Put it that way, conceptual, artistic as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent. Next.
Hello. We are Runaway Sky. My name's Taylor, of course.
I'm Simone Nicole.
Amazing.
Yes. We are I never know how to describe us. Like folk, pop.
Yeah, pop, rock, folky,
country.
Some country.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Just there's no boundaries. It's 2024
Yeah.
at this point.
And we've been playing together for a couple of years now, and we are working on our first EP that will hopefully be out in the spring.
Wonderful.
So keep an eye out for that.
You'll have to come back and talk to us about
Yes,
that for
that'd
sure.
be
definitely.
We love that.
Yes. Well, we're so happy to have you guys.
Thank you.
And
We're
excited
glad
to
be
make some
here.
music with you.
Yes.
Yeah. And
my name is David Tribble. I'm a songwriter as well, Americana folk artist. And I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and been here for a while. I've been dabbling in music for a really long time and writing songs for a long time. I'm a former school teacher. So shout out to all the school teachers. But I'm fortunately at a time in my life where I can do music full time, and so it's just a dream come true and be able to support my family doing it. And I got an EP coming out next year as well, and excited to share some new tunes and just be a part of this too. It's exciting.
Now, also, you are a part of the advocacy team for Create Epic.
I am.
And also Alejandro is as well.
Yeah.
So this was an idea that kind of came together with Mark Jokel in mind. And basically we were just like, let's do it. Let's mix up the different Christmas songs as well as the culture, as you know. So we're super
And the
excited.
Yeah, it's
traditions.
unique.
Yeah, and speaking
Cool
of
performance.
performing your own songs, you wrote a Christmas song,
You did.
right? Do you want
Yeah,
to talk
I
a
wrote
little
a
bit
Christmas
about
song.
it because it's beautiful?
Thank you. Well, it's been a minute since I've written a Christmas song, and I just wanted to, you know. And it was kind of late. I wrote it kind of mid-November, so it's kind of late to do anything with it. But I'm very excited. We're gonna sing it and share it and learn it. It's so I just wanted a Christmas song that encompassed everything about Christmas that I love, and
Aw.
Baby Jesus, 100%
Yep.
is the number one thing about Christmas that
Period.
I love that you said that, because I mean that's what Christmas is. But we all still love all the other stuff that Christmas brings, like just what it looks like, how it feels. So it's a song that brings all that into play, but it just reminds you to not forget about the truth of what Christmas is in my beliefs. Um, and so it kind of brings both worlds together in a way. And yeah, it's called Christmas Back Where It Belongs.
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
it's basically what you're saying is bringing back the meaning of what it truly is about, but then also having, you know, the lovely parts of it.
Enjoying Christmas for what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, in the full circle way. Yeah.
Which I think it's really hard for a lot of people that do have like seasonal depression like myself, or they've lost somebody during this time of the holidays. And so whenever I got to hear the song, I was like, you know what? This is this is what it's supposed to be about. Regardless of feeling sad, it brings back some of the happiness, some of the memories that you can have, even if you're feeling a little gloomy, you know?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like grounded in the faith as to why we do celebrate Christmas and why we do fellowship together. And so I really love the message of the song, and I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome. Is there any Christmas memory that y'all want to share specifically? And if we want to come back this way, we can.
Yeah, sure. I well, like we were talking earlier about how in my culture, really, when something like and what happens in my country is when you have an ideology like communism and all that, basically everything else is meaningless. So there was a period where all of that was demonized. So you kind of get lost in the meaning of why you celebrate Christmas at all, whatever. So I didn't grow up with that, but in my family we did, because my family just kept the tradition. And growing up, usually you wouldn't have access to this big Christmas tree with the lights. So the brother of my grandma sent us a bunch of Christmas lights right from here, from the States, from over there. And I remember I was a very small child, but I remember this Christmas because I remember my family wanted to have a real tree, a real Christmas tree. And
Cuba.
we were in Cuba, right?
In
So
Cuba.
my mom and my dad and that together. But that time, my dad got a few of his friends, and I remember we were all together. And I don't know if he rented the car or whatever. We never had a car, but he figured out a way
Wow.
to bring this car, and we all went to cut down a tree to get it into my house to celebrate Christmas, right?
Wow.
And
Wow.
we went from the outside of the town, and the pine trees there, they're a little bit different because it's a tropical weather over there. So I remember this was a young pine tree, so you will have to go to a certain specific part of the city where they will grow. And you know how they have, like, instead of having leaves, they have like this
The needles.
rounds, kind of like needle type of deal, right? And I remember all that all over the house when we bring it in.
Yep.
So they cut the tree, and I don't know if I was little, but I have this picture and everything with kind of like a helmet, because I was riding my bike. I had this. I think it was my first bike. It was like a tiny BMX with little wheels on the side for me to learn to ride a bike.
Nice.
This has to be 1998 or 99. Had to be one of those years, and I will never forget that because it was the first time we ever had an actual Chris. Because you get like these plastic ones that were very little.
Like the one in my living room right now.
Right, exactly
The
those.
Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Exactly. And they're creating a big tree. I remember it was a big deal for everybody. My dad was there, and me and my mom and my dad were not together, but my dad was there, my mom was there, they had this bike. I was learning how to ride. I was the gift with this helmet and the whole thing, and it was very, very beautiful memory. I have very, very beautiful memories from my childhood
That's
in Cuba.
awesome.
It was, and that was a big Christmas one.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like how tradition transcends even the idealism of
Right.
communism and everything
Right,
else.
and we
like
had a lot of algodon. How do you say that?
cotton.
Cotton.
Mhm.
Yeah, cotton around the tree and everything
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it look like snow.
Snow.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were put on. We were
Wow.
going hard,
You were like, if there's a
hardcore.
way, we
Yes.
find
We
the
were-
way.
Mhm.
We
know?
decorated the entire living
Wow.
room. We had a big living room. It was like a spacious house, right? And back then, where I was living with my mom and my dad lived in the same neighborhood. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, that Christmas was pretty cool. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sounds
A
like
real- a
Christmas
real dream,
Christmas vacation at the very beginning of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the search of the hidden tree somewhere in Santa Clara, Cuba.
Chop that thing down. Man. That's hardcore. That's awesome.
And y'all, do y'all
Taylor
have...
Simone.
Sure. So I don't want to bring the vibes down or anything.
No, it's fine.
But it is a weird time of year
Yeah.
this time
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
my dad passed about
Mhm.
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
So it's still pretty fresh. So it's our
I see.
first holiday without him. Thank you. So thinking a lot about all the things that he did to make Christmas so special for us when we were kids. Like we would leave cookies out in carrots for the reindeer,
Oh,
and he would always write a handwritten letter from
Oh.
Santa that we would read and be so excited to read
Oh, wow.
every morning on Christmas morning. And as I got older, I'm like, that looks like Dad's handwriting.
She's like, I figured it out.
I think I know who Santa,
Santa
is.
is that.
Wait a minute. Yeah, but he always made sure that Christmas was so special. So it's gonna be a little weird, but still get to be around the rest of my family and be thankful for all the Christmases we did have.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a beautiful memory. Very beautiful.
Nice.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
'Cause, yeah, that's very vulnerable of you.
Thank you.
And this is a very safe space
Yes.
for everybody and very inclusive. So we do appreciate you opening
Thank
up
you.
to
I
us.
appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Simone, any special Christmas memories?
I think my favorite ones were I grew up in Switzerland when I was like 5 through 8.
Oh, wow.
We celebrated Christmas Eve over there, and it was always so magical because like we would never see anything be set up. The kids had to hide in a room. And this one Christmas specifically, we were at my aunt's house. And so I was in the room with my 2 cousins and my brother, and I guess everyone was setting up everything outside, but we didn't know what was going on. I mean, the older cousins did, but then we were finally told that we could come out into the living room, and I remember walking out, and the tree was all decorated with like candles and lights, and there were presents all under the tree. And it just looked so sparkly everywhere.
Yeah.
And then
Was there a lot of snow
I
during
don't
that time?
remember if there was snow or not. I think they had the blinds closed. But I just remember like the twinkly lights and everything, and the candles flickering, and I don't know, a lot of Christmases like that or a lot of Christmases over there were like that.
Yeah.
That sounds magical.
I can imagine it being a little bit more magical in Switzerland. Like
Yeah.
when we think of Switzerland, like, because ultimately my viewpoint, I'm just like, ooh, chocolate, But yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
And they had chocolate ornaments too.
Oh,
that you would
come
hang on the tree and, like, on our
You gotta go to
apartment.
Switzerland.
I
for
was
Christmas.
born in the wrong country.
That was so cute.
But that's great. That's really, really cool.
I know, and it just kind of encapsulates like the magical feeling of just like all the bright lights and just that unspoken feeling of joy and just like magic. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
beautiful. David, any special memories?
Not a ton. I mean, I remember one. I was in Oklahoma. We would go to Oklahoma for Christmas, and then we go to Arkansas for Christmas. So we kind of back and forth. But I remember I was a kid, and I woke up, and we were there for Christmas morning, and with all my family and at my grandma's house, and there was a train going around the tree, like that's like the ultimate moment.
Yes.
Right? And I think it was my train. Pretty sure it was. Memories are tough. But it was like the coolest thing, just seeing that train on around that tree when I got up. I mean, every Christmas morning is like the highlight moment, like when you're a kid. But that was one of those. And then after that, my dad and I, we got into trains. Like we got into model trains, and we built a big layout in his shop. So it was kind of like a start of something my dad and I we did together, and so that was cool. I mean, we didn't stick with it through middle school. I think it kind of faded out, but yeah. So that was my first train set. It was pretty cool. I think that's probably one of the most memories I have. Best memories, Christmas memories.
It's always special whenever you bond with like a relative, you know. So that's wonderful. That's
I mean, I
awesome.
did get a bunch of underwear and socks for
Right,
Christmas
right.
that
Hey,
year.
but sometimes you don't realize how much you need that
I
until
know,
you don't
seriously.
have it anymore.
Yeah,
Actually, as an
yeah.
adult,
I don't
that's what
mind
I
it
want.
now.
Give me some socks.
Dude, I know what I'm giving Marco for Christmas.
Yeah.
He'll come home and he's got like a hole in his sock. I'm like, really, babe? Really? I'm putting him on blast right now.
I know, and he cooks for you and everything.
It's been a morning. It's been No, but thank you guys for sharing those memories. I mean, they're super important. I This time of year, and we talked about it before the show. This time of year is extremely difficult for myself because I understand loss. 4 years ago, I lost one of my favorite cousins in the world, and like I said, my dad has a really, really big family, but of course, there's a missing piece, you know? And so it's been really difficult. It's coming up next week on 4 years. And so I understand completely what you're going through. And we talk about it a lot. I have my private moments of just, getting emotional and stuff like that. But she is correct in the sense of this is a very safe place. I want y'all to feel that. I want y'all to feel when we say that we mean that wholeheartedly. But we're so excited to be jamming out with y'all on December 19th. It's going to be awesome. And it's also a place to be vulnerable too.
Yeah. And I want to talk about our favorite Christmas song since we are going to be doing some singing and performing. My personal favorite is Silent Night. I think it just kind of has that same vibe of like baby Jesus and like why we really celebrate Christmas, and like the melody is just so gorgeous to me. So
yeah, I got a chance to do Oh Holy Night. It's been one of my favorite songs.
Did you record that one?
I did. I recorded it last year. Funny story. When I first got to sing this song, I got to open up. It was like it was a competition, right? That people submit radio. I think it was 99.5 The Wolf had a competition.
Okay.
And it was a national competition where they were trying to find somebody to open up for the Rockettes. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, but my tia Susie was the one that submitted the tape. You didn't know? I didn't know. So I'm sitting here like, what do you mean we got an email from 99.5 The Wolf? What do you mean I'm opening up for the Rockettes? What? Like, and mind you, I had just started my freshman year of college, so I'm still like 18, 19 at this point, and I'm just like, where? Like, what? Like, because I would sing, right? That was my starting off. I was still singing as a track singer, didn't have a band, just was getting my feet wet, right? And then winning this competition that I knew nothing about, I was just like, okay, so what do I sing? And my parents were like, well, you've always done Oh Holy Night really, really well, the Celine Dion version, And so I was like, okay. So here I am in this like long red dress, long hair, like in front of like a packed house theater. And yeah, that was like the first time I got to sing it. And so ever since then, it was like, it gave me that push to be like, okay, not only is this song like super sentimental, in my Christian faith and my Christian beliefs, but it's also like the most powerful song that I felt at the time was going to reach people. And it did. And so I used to sing in the worship team at Field Dirt Church. And so anytime that we got to do Christmas music, I was super excited. I was super happy because I was like, this song I know reaches a lot of people, and I want to do that with my voice. My voice is a gift, and I want to be able to portray that in this song. And thankfully, it has meaning,
So,
And it's gorgeous. If you haven't checked that recording, make sure to check it out. It's on all streaming platforms. Oh Holy Night, Monica Saldivar.
Yeah. And for me, I just released it because it was something that I loved. You know, it was something that I really enjoyed, and, you know, I felt like it was on my heart to do. And that's been like that for years, you know? Do you have a favorite Christmas song?
Because I know you kind of mentioned that you didn't really grow up with Christmas.
The music,
There was
right?
no
the
music. There's no
or-
Christmas music. Yeah, there was zero songs.
And there's always that.
People dedicated songs to the summer. You know, also in Cuba, you don't get cold, so there was, you know, that was something
like,
like
let
you
us
had to
know,
book cutoff to
let
make
us
sure
know,
that
let
there
us
was something
know.
cold.
Maybe next year he might.
Yeah.
He'll write one himself.
There was the one from Feliz Navidad, right?
Yeah.
This guy, his name just went out of my head.
No.
Feliciano or yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, but
Feliciano,
everybody
no?
knows the
Feliciano,
song.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's his name.
Yeah, it's the
But
same
everybody
one.
knows that song.
Yeah.
Everybody, yeah, that's the only one I really know.
What's the other one in
It doesn't mean
Spanish?
it's my favorite.
Mi burrito sabanero camino de Belén. That's another one of my favorites in Spanish.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of the posadas. So Christmas Eve, it's a big tradition to do posadas where you just go from house to house, and it's kind of like caroling. But you like actually go into the person's house, and it's kind of like you're Mary and Joseph looking for shelter. And so the posadas, it's kind of like you go to each person's house, you knock, and usually they know that you're coming. So they have like aguinaldos, which are goodie bags with like peanuts and oranges and all sorts of like cookies and candy. And then we sing traditional like Spanish carols that like kind of put baby Jesus to sleep. And we have ceramic baby Jesuses, and you just like rock the baby to sleep, and there's somebody who comes around and like you give the baby a kiss goodnight, and so like everybody is giving baby Jesus.
And they don't
a
put
kiss
it in
goodnight.
y'all don't. I say y'all, like as if I'm not part of the community.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I didn't grow up with the posadas, but I remember very clearly hearing my mom's side talk about it a little bit. But I think one of the traditions that come from that too is that they don't put baby Jesus into the manger until the day of Christmas. But that could be different for each family.
So basically how we would celebrate it, you would go to each house to like rock the babies to sleep, and by midnight every baby should be in the manger.
Okay.
So like midnight
There it
Christmas
is.
Day. It's like so you're doing all of this during Christmas Eve up until midnight when the baby Jesus should be
we don't sleep.
asleep. And then we open gifts at midnight instead of like the morning after, because then we just party, and then the next day, Christmas Day, is like the reheat, recalentado. You like wake up, cafecito, your ponche, your tamales, whatever you have going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Cuba, we did the recalentado, but the entire other ritual, at least I've never saw it. So that's very interesting.
Yeah, no, and that's another one of my like very prized memories, because it was like, oh yeah, even people who don't normally sing are like singing full out, and everybody has a special job or role in the tradition. And like I would be the little girl who would walk around with the baby Jesus, making sure everybody kisses the baby Jesus and put him in the manger. So no, it was really beautiful.
Yeah, I love that.
I know. I'm like, when I have kids and I have like
So this
friends,
is what we're gonna do.
This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna call all my friends. I'm like, all right, we're gonna do a posada. Y'all better have tamales, menudo, whatever.
Like, because I'm not gonna have no tamales.
Yeah, I'll leave that to my parents.
That sounds way better than caroling, actually.
Yeah.
Right?
Forget caroling from now on.
Yeah.
Because at this
Invite me
point,
into your
the
house.
posadas
and
have
let's party.
food.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
And like people would like caravan and like go try, like if you live close you would walk to the houses. If you didn't, because like some people lived in East Dallas, some people are living in Dallas, some people are living in Fort Worth, so like it was literally a caravan of just people going to house, and then the people from that house would get into a truck and go to the next house.
Yeah, it's
and then so it's like
tradition.
eventually
Wow.
the last house is like the biggest house, and like everybody is there, so it's
That's
crazy.
very
And it's
Yeah.
a good sense of community too,
Yeah.
within other communities.
Yeah. So it was really fun.
Yeah.
Definitely. Any favorite songs?
I also love Oh Holy Night.
Yeah.
But I am also a sucker for the campy Christmas songs, like Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yes.
I love all of those. I do have to wait until like the week of Christmas, or I'll get burnt out on
Yeah.
Christmas music.
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
We're
yes.
choir nerds, so we're
Mhm.
used to like
That's where we met.
learning Christmas music in October,
Mhm.
so that we can perform it in December. So like we know
Yes.
how that is.
Yes, I was also a choir person as well. So
Yes, choir nerd.
I think for me, I also really always loved Silent Night, but also the Charlie Brown Christmas music, like the classical stuff.
Yes. Melody.
Yeah.
that's a good one.
The classical Christmas music is my
Dude, yeah,
favorite.
just have the fireplace on and the Charlie Brown
yes.
soundtrack. Oh, so nice.
For me, I mean, a Holy Night fan for sure. The Chestnut song is pretty good.
That's a good
It's
one.
I just like hearing it come on, and then the rest of it I don't really know. But
That is a cozy song.
It
It is a
very
cozy song.
That's the other
Yeah.
like fireplace song that I think of.
Mhm.
yeah, and then I sang "Oh Come All You Faithful" the other day.
Nice.
I really forgot how great a song that is. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to give a big shout out to our editor who is behind the cameras today. If we do, get a shot of him or we put a picture up of him, Theory, we're super excited and thankful to have him continuing into next year. So
I know you're about to be off for Christmas break here in a bit. Are you excited for anything in particular? Any traditions?
and mind
you're
you, I just put him on the
excited?
spot, so I'm gonna give him a little bit of time to answer. He may not be able to be on the screen with us today, but he can at least answer and maybe give us.
And listen, he lives in Denton right now because he's going to UNT.
Yes.
And I remember one year. Do you guys remember that snowstorm that closed everything down? I was in college at the time, and I wasn't able to make it down before the storm hit really bad. It was after the holidays, thankfully, but it was I spent 2 weeks just in my dorm room.
Oh no.
Trying to be sane. So hopefully you come down before any snowstorms.
I know, because it always hits right before or right after.
Yeah.
So Theory, any Christmas memory, any Christmas song that you
Or
genuinely
tradition.
like, or tradition that you like? Hello, Theory.
Hello. Hold on. Let me make
I always
sure.
do this. I'm like, he's not gonna know.
Well, for starters, I did not miss the freeze, by the way. I also got stuck in my apartment. I got stuck in my apartment for 2 weeks straight without that was rough. So we've really migrated to the Amazon Christmas that has taken over. We stopped wrapping gifts. It's just a bunch of Amazon boxes under a Christmas tree now.
Amazon Christmas.
Yeah, we're like, what do you want? And then it's obviously sitting there in front of us until Christmas Day. But I think kind of the biggest tradition, and the reason that happens is because we've started taking family trips
Yes.
for Christmas
Yes.
instead of staying
That's
around.
Me too.
So this break, I believe we're going to St. Louis to visit my mom's side of the family.
Nice.
So I guess I'm excited for that. As for favorite Christmas song, I don't even know.
This one is interesting because I really want to know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the one that's nearest to me is the Charlie Brown Christmas time.
Yes!
Yeah, that one. Because my senior year, that was my Christmas recital piece, and it was this really beautiful arrangement that kind of let me shred on the high register part.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that's probably my favorite Christmas song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We got to include you on the Christmas special.
Just a few.
Christmas special.
It wouldn't be special without Theory. And that was a Theory update. No, I'm kidding.
Because you're not going to get one during the burning question.
We're trying to get it to happen, but I mean, it hasn't happened yet. His face has not gone across.
Yeah, we
the
got to get the
screen.
little.
But yeah, so this was awesome. We're super excited, like I said, to be working with you guys. And y'all, please come out on December 19th. Y'all don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be epic.
Yes, literally epic. But yes, if y'all want any more information, if y'all have any questions, y'all can reach out to us at wittybanter@gmail.com. We have all of our handles: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as our personal handles, which we will put here. But yeah, anything y'all want to leave with this episode, guys? Shout out to mom and dad. Shout out
To all your fans.
To the people in Switzerland.
Yes.
People in Switzerland, la gente en Cuba.
And we'll also add their handles as well, because these are artists we definitely want y'all to follow. We definitely want y'all to check out their music, which you can when y'all come on December 19th.
Yes.
December
But
19th.
until then,
Bye, guys.
bye.